This simple example illustrates a deeper principle. Your reaction to any problem is what ultimately determines how you experience it. Your reaction can either magnify the problem or make it manageable. This is where the power of emotional strength comes in. When you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, when you remain composed, calm, and focused on the solution rather than the problem itself, you're taking control of the situation. Let's take a look at someone facing a financial crisis. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the stress of unpaid bills or mounting debt. But consider the difference in how two people might react to the same financial problem. One person might panic, make rash decisions, or feel defeated by the situation. The other person might step back, take a deep breath, and begin brainstorming practical solutions, whether it's cutting back on unnecessary spending, looking for new income opportunities, or seeking financial advice. Both individuals face the same crisis, but their responses will determine whether they're stuck in the problem or actively working toward a resolution. This concept applies not just to small everyday issues, but to larger life-altering challenges as well. Think about someone going through a major life change, like a divorce or the loss of a loved one. It's easy to get consumed by grief and sadness, to let those emotions dictate how you live your life. But there are also people who, despite the pain, are able to move forward, adjust, and even grow from the experience. Their strength doesn't lie in the fact that they aren't hurt, but in the way they respond to that hurt. Your response to problems is the defining factor in your journey. It's not the problem that determines your fate, it's how you choose to react. By learning to act as if nothing bothers you, you gain the ability to handle life's obstacles with a sense of clarity, focus, and power. The more you practice this, the more you realize that no problem is too big to overcome. It's not about ignoring the difficulty, it's about refusing to let the difficulty define you. Instead, you choose to rise above it. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect or having all the answers. It comes from the ability to navigate life's challenges without being consumed by them. When you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, you are essentially giving yourself permission to remain steady, no matter what chaos surrounds you. This steadiness becomes the foundation upon which you build your confidence. The idea of acting as if nothing bothers you isn't about pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's about knowing that while you can't always control your circumstances, you do have control over your reactions. And when you start to control how you respond, when you refuse to let external events define your inner peace, your sense of self begins to change. Imagine a person who faces every difficulty with the same calm and focused demeanor. At first, it may seem like they have it easy, like they don't have any problems to deal with, but the reality is they've developed the internal strength to handle those problems without letting them overwhelm them. They've learned to approach life with a mindset that sees obstacles as temporary and solvable rather than permanent roadblocks. Over time, acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't just help you handle challenges better, it builds your self-esteem. Each time you face a difficult situation and each time you remain calm and poised, you reinforce the belief in yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. This repeated experience of success, even in small moments, starts to reshape how you view yourself. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who gets rattled or thrown off course, you start to see yourself as a person who can handle anything with grace and resilience. Think about athletes who perform under pressure. Whether they're playing in a high-stakes game or trying to set a world record, these athletes remain unfazed by the pressure surrounding them. What you don't see on the outside are the countless hours of mental conditioning they've done to prepare for those moments. They've learned to act as if nothing bothers them, no matter how intense the situation. And in doing so, they've built a mental and emotional strength that becomes a part of who they are. Confidence doesn't come from a place of arrogance or invincibility. It comes from a place of inner security. It comes from the understanding that regardless of what happens on the outside, you can always trust yourself to handle it. When you've faced challenges before and emerged stronger, you begin to trust your ability to do it again. This trust in yourself doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice. And with each situation you face and navigate calmly, your confidence grows. Additionally, when you stop letting things bother you, you free up mental and emotional space to focus on what really matters. Instead of spending time and energy reacting to every setback, you can focus that energy on solutions, on growth, and on the things that will move you forward. You'll begin to notice that your mind is clearer, more focused, and more capable of making decisions that align with your true goals. As your emotional strength grows, so does your ability to handle situations that once seemed insurmountable. You stop looking at obstacles as things to avoid and start seeing them as opportunities to prove to yourself just how far you've come. Every challenge is an opportunity to build your confidence, not by avoiding difficulties, but by meeting them head-on with a composed, solution-oriented mindset. With time, you'll realize that the more you act as if nothing bothers you, the more you empower yourself. You begin to see yourself as capable, strong, and resilient, someone who can face adversity and come out stronger on the other side. This growing confidence doesn't just impact your ability to handle challenges, it begins to radiate outward, influencing the way others see you as well. People will start to notice your calm demeanor, your ability to stay composed in the face of pressure, and your unshakable belief in your own resilience. And that energy will open up new opportunities for you, both personally and professionally. 5, the impact on relationships. The way you handle stress, setbacks, and difficult emotions doesn't just impact you, it impacts the people around you. Your emotional state is contagious. When you remain calm and composed in the face of adversity, you create a stabilizing force for those around you. In relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, your ability to stay unshaken in challenging times can have a profound effect on the dynamics of the relationship. Think about the people you know who are always calm and level-headed even when life gets tough. They might not have all the answers, but they have a sense of inner peace that makes others feel safe around them. When someone is in a crisis, whether it's a personal issue or a professional setback, those calm and steady individuals are the ones others turn to for support. They don't get caught up in the drama or allow themselves to be overwhelmed by the situation. Instead, they provide a sense of stability, offering reassurance and practical advice. In relationships, how you react to conflict is key. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship. It's impossible to avoid, but how you handle it can either strengthen or weaken the bond you share with someone. When you react emotionally by raising your voice, getting defensive, or withdrawing, you add fuel to the fire. But when you act as if nothing bothers you, when you remain composed and focused on the solution rather than the problem, you create space for healthy communication and growth. Consider a situation where two people are having a disagreement. One person is calm and composed, listening to the other person's perspective without getting defensive. The other person, on the other hand, is reacting emotionally, raising their voice and getting upset. The person who is calm becomes the anchor in the conversation. They don't take the other person's emotions personally. Instead, they allow the conversation to unfold with respect and understanding. In doing so, they prevent the conflict from escalating and create the possibility for a resolution. In the workplace, too, acting as if nothing bothers you can enhance your professional relationship. In high-pressure environments, when everyone is stressed and under tight deadlines, it's easy for tempers to flare and communication to break down. But those who remain calm, who act as if nothing bothers them, become the ones others rely on for support. They're able to manage difficult conversations, give constructive feedback, and resolve conflicts in a way that benefits the entire team. This kind of emotional composure doesn't just earn respect, it builds trust. People trust those who can remain calm, listen carefully, and approach challenges with a clear mind. In romantic relationships, emotional stability is just as crucial. When one partner is constantly reactive, it creates instability and insecurity in the relationship. But when both partners act as if nothing bothers them, when they communicate openly and approach challenges with maturity and understanding, the relationship grows stronger. They become a team that can weather any storm together rather than individuals who are constantly thrown off course by external circumstances. The ability to remain calm and composed, no matter what life throws at you, doesn't just improve your own well-being, it enhances your relationships with others. You become the anchor in their storms, the person they can depend on when things get tough. And this in turn creates deeper, more meaningful connections built on trust, respect, and mutual support. We live in a world that is obsessed with outcomes. Success, achievement, wealth, and recognition are often seen as the ultimate goals. These are the markers we use to measure our progress, and rightfully so, they're important milestones. But there's a danger in focusing solely on the destination, because doing so can rob you of the beauty and growth that happens along the way. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you begin to embrace the journey, not just the final outcome. And it's in this journey, in this process of growth and evolution, that true fulfillment lies. Think about how many times you've been in a rush to get somewhere, whether it was in your career, your personal life, or a specific project. The world is constantly pushing us to do more, be more, and achieve more. In the process, it's easy to forget that life is not just about the final product. It's about the lessons you learn along the way, the challenges you overcome, and the person you become as you move through your experiences. When you're so focused on what comes next, you miss out on the richness of the present moment. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you start to approach life with a sense of peace and acceptance. You stop rushing through the hard parts and instead take them in stride. This shift in perspective is powerful because it allows you to fully experience life as it comes, both the highs and the lows. Instead of feeling frustrated or discouraged when things don't go as planned, you accept them as a natural part of your journey. You realize that these setbacks and challenges are not obstacles to your happiness. They are an essential part of your growth. One of the most important lessons we learn in life is that growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It's not all about big wins or sudden breakthroughs. In fact, much of your growth happens in the small, everyday moments. It happens when you face something difficult, take a deep breath, and decide to keep going, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It's in those moments that your resilience is built and your character is shaped. The journey is where you become who you are meant to be. The idea of acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't mean you ignore the struggles or pretend that everything is easy. Rather, it means that you embrace the journey with all of its challenges, knowing that each experience is a stepping stone toward something greater. Think about the times in your life when you faced adversity. At the time, those moments probably felt overwhelming, like you were stuck or being held back. But as time passed, you realized that those moments taught you something you could never have learned otherwise. They made you stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. Consider the story of someone who decides to start a business. The road is long and the challenges are many. There are setbacks, failed projects, financial hurdles, and moments of doubt. But each of these obstacles, rather than being seen as discouraging, becomes an opportunity to learn and grow. The person who is able to act as if nothing bothers them can continue moving forward with determination. They don't let the temporary setbacks derail their vision. Instead, they embrace the process, trusting that every failure is simply a lesson in disguise, moving them closer to the goal they're working toward. It's not just the end result that matters, it's the transformation that occurs within them along the way. When you adopt this mindset, you begin to see that the journey itself is a form of success. This is not to say that goals and outcomes aren't important. They are. But When you focus solely on the destination, you rob yourself of the satisfaction that comes from the everyday progress you make. Life is a process, not an event. And every day you take another step forward is another day closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. By learning to act as if nothing bothers you, you can enjoy the journey for what it is, rather than constantly feeling frustrated that you haven't reached your destination yet. Consider a marathon runner. The goal is the finish line, of course, but the real victory comes from the process, the training, the perseverance, and the daily decisions to keep going even when it gets tough. The runner doesn't focus only on the finish line. They focus on the miles ahead, knowing that each step they take is building toward the ultimate goal. The runner understands that the process, with all its struggles, is just as important as the reward. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you too can focus on the journey, savoring each step and knowing that it's all leading to something greater. This mindset doesn't just help you achieve your goals, it enhances your experience of life. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you free yourself from the constant pressure to succeed. You stop comparing yourself to others. Stop measuring your worth by external achievements and start focusing on your own growth. Each step you take becomes an opportunity to learn, to become better, and to embrace the present moment. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness is something that only comes when you've reached a certain goal, when you've landed the dream job, bought the house, or achieved the financial freedom you desire. But real happiness doesn't lie in the destination. It lies in the peace you find when you're able to navigate the ups and downs of life without being overwhelmed by them. By acting as if nothing bothers you, you train yourself to find joy in the process, to appreciate the journey no matter how challenging it may be. When you embrace the journey, you stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. You understand that every setback is a lesson in resilience. Every challenge an opportunity to build strength. And as you move forward, you start to realize that the destination is not the end of the story, it's just a new beginning. The person you become along the way is what truly matters. Acting as if nothing bothers you doesn't just help you navigate the ups and downs of life with greater ease, it teaches you to enjoy the ride. It allows you to find satisfaction in the process of becoming rather than in the end result. You learn to appreciate the little victories, the moments of growth, and the lessons that come from the struggles. And in doing so, you unlock a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment that goes far beyond any single achievement. So the next time you face a challenge or encounter a setback, remember, it's not just about where you're going. It's about how you handle the journey that will ultimately shape your life. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you become someone who can truly enjoy the ride. Every step, every setback, and every victory along the way contributes to the incredible story you're creating. And that in itself is the real reward.